Hello, guys. I am terribly sorry I could not do the live session yesterday. I hope you will forgive me. Today, I'm here with linguistics and ELT. I'm focusing on ELT. We will talk about all the major areas that you should study for NTA, NET, and SET. Many exams are coming up. You still have time, and please go over it. Before I go into the presentation, I have a surprise here. I was surprised today when I got this inland letter card. This is from one of my YouTube babies. This person has not told me his or her name. This person is from Prodatur in Kadapa in Andhra Pradesh. Prodatur is a wonderful place. And sitting there, this person, this baby has written this letter, asking me how is my health, appreciating me and Hina also for all our videos. Asking me, by the way, ma'am, what do you eat? Where do you get all that energy? Please tell us in YouTube. I am not eating anything special. I am eating healthy food. And the energy is in the mind. I feel enthusiastic when I think about how our videos will help all of you. That is my energy. And she is appreciating, she or he is appreciating Hina very much. Thanking my father and my husband for supporting us. And so many good things this person has said. I appreciate this gesture. I'm so thankful for this letter. I will keep this letter forever like a treasure. Thank you. And now we are going over to our presentation. Based on Unit 5 language, theories, and pedagogy. Today, I'm focusing on the pedagogy part because the focus is on ELT. So let us go into the questions. Are you ready? It is not questions, actually, it is the topics. What is the theory related to Pavlov and Thorndike? Bolo? Pavlov and Thorndike, very important theorists of language and ELT. They are related to the theory of behaviorism. What is behaviorism? Everybody might know. Behaviorism focuses on that idea that behaviors are learned through repeated interaction with the environment. When you continuously do something, when you develop a habit of doing something, that leads to learning. That is the concept of behaviorism. Associated with behaviorism are Pavlov and Thorndike. Shall I tell you more about Pavlov? You must all know about Pavlov's experiment with a dog. This led to behaviorist school. The idea of conditioning, classical conditioning, is associated with Pavlov. He believed that behavior is learned through repeated processes. Every day he rings a bell and the dog is starting to salivate. Behavior is associated with stimuli. The bell is the stimulus. In your environment, there are stimuli. That is the meaning. And who is Thorndike? Thorndike, or Edward Thorndike, is a very important behaviorist. He talked about the law of effects. You know, when we do some things, we are rewarded. when we do some things, we are punished. Whatever we are rewarded for, we will do again and again. And whatever we are punished for, we will not do. This is the law of effects. This is very true in many cases. And that is why there is corporal punishment in schools, which is not good. Rewarding is good, punishing is not good. So Thorndike was associated with law of effects. Have you heard of that before? I hope you will read more about it. Who propounded the idea of classical conditioning in behaviorism? I just told you about it. It is Pavlov. Classical conditioning. There is also operant conditioning. Operant conditioning is related to punishment and reward. Our Thorndike is related to operant conditioning. One more person is there. Who's that? Associated with operant conditioning. Anybody who knows ELT will know this. It is B.F. Skinner. What is operant conditioning, guys? Operant conditioning is a form of learning where motivation for the behavior is in the form of rewards or punishments, both. An animal or human being can receive a reward for what he does. For example, I have my little Shih Tzu dog, Crayons. When I go out, Crayons wants to come with me. But if he does not create a problem and sits quietly, stop Crayon, stay here, I will say. And if he stays there, immediately somebody at home will give him some treat. That is a reward. So because of the reward, he knows that the consequence of sitting there quietly is reward. So he will do that more and more. This reward is a reinforcer. That is B.F. Skinner. Skinner's theory is applied to learning. There is behaviorist theory of learning. When a person is exposed to a stimulus like a reward, and that elicits a response, then that person will continue to do that whenever the stimulus happens. That is the behaviorist theory, operant conditioning of B.F. Skinner. Oh, so our behaviors are all conditioned. Clear, everybody? Very good. Now, I hope you are enjoying this video. I hope you like this video. I'm looking at your chat messages. Thank you, everyone. Now, who established the behaviorist school of psychology? In behaviorism, there are many approaches in learning to psychology. It is a man whose name begins with J. JW. Do you know? It is John B. Watson. He was an American psychologist. And he developed the theory of behaviorism in psychology. Will you remember? Very good. What learning theory is Piaget associated with? Jean Piaget, French theorist. Jean Piaget is associated with Cognitivism and also to some extent with Constructivism. Piaget, Cognitivism and Constructivism. I will tell you the difference. Don't worry. Cognitivism means it is all happening in the mind. Theory in psychology that focuses on how the mind receives, how the mind processes, how the mind organizes. Behaviorism is in the environment. Cognitivism is in the mind. And cognitivism relates to cognitivist learning theory also. That was also developed by Piaget. Piaget's cognitivist learning theory, CLT it is called sometimes. It is about how our minds develop and acquire language. Piaget was a Swiss linguist who wrote in French, I think. Swiss, actually, from Switzerland he is. He wrote in French, I think. And he developed the theory of how our mind acquires language. He says that knowledge is not acquired passively. Same idea, similar idea is constructivism. Language is not passively acquired. Did you understand? And Piaget talked about the stages in the mind of language acquisition. Now, what is constructivism? How is it different from cognitivism? You're all thinking, isn't it? Cognitivism explains that learning occurs through the inner process, internal process in the mind. Whereas constructivism is about how learning is based on prior knowledge, whatever you have acquired from the society. There are many kinds of constructivism. Did you understand? Whatever we already know helps us to construct language. Cognitivism is all inside here. A very important cognitivist is Noam Chomsky. What is LAD of Noam Chomsky? It was proposed by Chomsky in the 1950s. Hello, everybody. I hope you are liking this video. Will you please share it with your friends also? Language acquisition device means what? Language acquisition device of Noam Chomsky means the instinctive mental capacity of individuals or children to acquire language. An infant acquires language because in his mind there is a mechanism called LAD. That is what Noam Chomsky proposed. Which language theory believes that learners are not passive recipients? Which theory? I already said it is constructivism. Constructivism believes that learners are not passive recipients. Do you know Lev Vygotsky, John Dewey? What are they associated with? Lev Vygotsky, John Dewey. What are they associated with? Yes, it is constructivism. I already told you this. Constructivism means what? Language is constructed based on prior knowledge. Social constructivism is a kind developed by Lev Vygotsky. When I was doing my PhD research, my supervisor, I was doing on children's films. My supervisor wanted me to read Lev Vygotsky's social constructivist theory. How we create meanings because of our experiences. Okay, guys. One of the most traditional methods of language teaching. Originally, how did people learn language? They will translate from another language, from their mother tongue. When we begin learning English, we will translate from our native mother tongue. And then we will try to speak. That is not the correct method. But originally that method was there. It is called grammar translation method. You know that, don't you, everyone? Very good. Grammar translation method. Next, there is a method called direct method. This also we should study. These are all basic language acquisition methods. Meaning is connected directly with the target language. Indirect method. These are all outdated. These days, we don't use all these things. These days, a lot of computer-based approaches are there. Computer-based approaches are very important. And I'm not going into that today. I'm just teaching you the tradition. I'm just introducing to you the traditional methods. What are the humanist approaches? What do you mean by humanist approach of language teaching? Humanist approach means you are trying to solve the problems of the students in the classroom. In humanist method, you are trying to solve the problems of the students. That is the meaning. There are 4 humanist methods. One is the silent way. In YouTube, we cannot follow that. You know why? Because in silent way, the teacher has to be silent as much as possible. In YouTube, I come and I don't speak. I am silent. What will happen? Nothing will happen. You will all go. Isn't it? So silent way cannot be practiced in YouTube. Who is the propounder of silent way, Bolo? Tell me in the chat box. Francis Priya, I have sent you a book today. Those who asked me questions that day, please write to us. We will send you the books. To Francis Priya, I have posted one short fiction book. Okay, silent way was introduced by Caleb Gattegno. The teacher should be silent as much as possible. The learner should be encouraged to speak. That is what is called silent way. Very good, guys. What is suggestopedia? Suggestopedia means suggestion plus pedagogy. Teaching through suggestion. Suggestopedia is a portmanteau word. What is the meaning of suggestopedia? It is also called desuggestopedia. It's a method of teaching foreign languages, and it was developed by Georgy Lozanov. Georgy Lozanov, I think he was a psychiatrist. Lozanov. Suggestopedia means you should give positive suggestions. Not just teach, but give positive suggestions in teaching foreign languages. What is community language learning? CLL, community language learning. Computer assisted language learning is called CALL. Call. Community language learning focuses on group learning. Community means group. It is a kind of counseling that you do there. The teacher is a counselor in CLL. Will you remember? He's also paraphrasing. The teacher is also paraphrasing people's language. Total physical response, another one. What is that total physical response? TPR. It is a method where physical movement is given importance in the classroom. To react to verbal input, you do physical movement, gestures and physical movement. That is TPR. Okay, very good. Dear friends, did you like the video? Are you following whatever we are doing? Please join our Telegram group if you have not joined. Every day at 9:30 p.m., we have a quiz program in Telegram group. Please join us for the quiz program. And I hope everybody is enjoying Hina's videos, studying literary terms and summaries. Wonderful. You're all doing amazing work. I'm so proud of you. Now listen to this audio lingual method. Did you know it was introduced during the Second World War so that people can learn languages for military purposes? People can learn languages for military purposes. Very good. Wonderful. And that is the end of today's session on ELT and language. I did not do a lot of language, but I did ELT. Our courses have begun, 6-month course, 1-year course, and I'm teaching a lot of hours. So I'm little tired at night. That is why yesterday I could not do the live video, but my YouTube babies are special and I will be back to cover entire syllabus like this. Unit, all the 10 units will cover. Our team Valat is helping me to do it, especially our coordinator of YouTube programs, Ankita, and Hina is also helping you. Princey is doing the 10 p.m. Telegram poll. All of you should join all of us in these programs and you will pass with NET and JRF. That is our aim. Okay. So good night. Thank you. And see you tomorrow.